Sometimes. Yeah. No, it can be frustrating at times, especially now. It started off, it was really frustrating, and then I hit my stride, and now it's getting a little bit frustrating again, just because it is a Souls-like game. And when you start off, it's tough because enemies can kill you pretty quickly. And like I would see, they have this big monkey yokai, and I think it's called an Enki. And that thing would just decimate me. It was like effectively a mini boss. And now I see him all the time, and I'm just like wasting them, destroying them. But then, so it starts off, things are really hard, and then you start to learn enemies' patterns. You start to get used to it. You start to get into a groove, and things start getting easier. But now I'm starting to feel like enemies are getting more spongy, where I'm fighting these same enemies, but I feel like it's taking me longer to kill them than it did previously. So I don't know how their levels are scaling, but I feel like I could safely take a hit or two from a certain enemy and kill him in, say, 8 to 10 hits. And now I'm feeling like that same enemy is able to kill me in two or sometimes even one shot me, but it's taking me like 15 to 20 hits to kill him. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Maybe my build is just weird. I'm a glass cannon. I try to avoid damage when I can. But I feel like that should have traded off, where I should be able to kill enemies a lot faster. They should be able to kill me a lot faster, but I should be able to kill them a lot faster. But I feel like I'm killing them more slowly and they are killing me faster. But I am enjoying the game. I'm having the same thing where with Armored Core, where I'm like, I'm really enjoying playing the levels. I'm really enjoying clearing it out and clearing out all the fodder. And then you get to the boss, and then the boss fight is kind of like, oh, this is going to drag on for a while. But yeah, if I do a level, I might spend an hour and a half, and 45 minutes of that is getting through the level, and then 45 minutes of that is just fighting the boss. And the
To give
bosses
a
are really interesting too, because I think one thing I do is the boss design, because I do feel like the bosses do skill check you a bit. Like for instance, I was fighting this giant owl thing, and it wasn't that big of a deal. I faced several bosses in a row, and they weren't that big of a deal. I defeated them relatively easily. It took me one or two tries. I get to this one guy, and by default, he puts up his guard all the time, and he's blocking quite a bit. And because of that, like just the way that I couldn't hit this guy very easily, because I'm a fast kind of guerrilla fighter build, but I'm, like I said, I'm a glass cannon, and this guy just, I couldn't. I spent hours on this guy. He was so hard out for me, for my build, because he's tanky, and me, I have to break that defense, and I have to make sure that he cannot touch me, and that was just a really tough thing, because he is a bit slow when he's defending, but then he like does a really quick attack, and then he goes back to defending, and I was just for spent like 2 hours on this guy, and then I go to the next boss, and it's this giant spider thing, and it's difficult, but it's not that bad. And then I get to this next boss, and it's this really fast kind of cat on wheels thing, and I just decimate it in my first try. And then I get to the boss that I'm on now, and he seems a little more balanced for my build. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because yeah, there are certain things where it's like my build just snap, they're gone. And the tankier guys, I'm just like, so I do appreciate that they did that. I do wish that sometimes I do wish that there were difficulty settings, but yeah, overall, I'm enjoying it. If they make a
Okay, good.
Neo 3, I might play. If they make a Neo 3, I'll probably play it, but not right away.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Well,
need a break after this game.